ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 297 of the Drunk Dash Rants podcast. I'm your host, as always, I'm Tyler, and joining me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Tyler. You know, today I'm actually doing all right and stuff. Kind of had a bad week in terms of, like, various stuff. But at the same point, it was kind of made up a bit last night. Not only did I get, like, a $50 donation and stuff, which, hey, thank you, by the way, for my Extra Life thing.
No problem, buddy.
But at least I had a chance... At least I had, like, a chance to hang out with a lot of you guys last night for the PlayStation chat, even though, like, even though my internet was slow as shit.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us.
But what were you about to say before I started that?
Oh, no, I mean, I was more than happy to donate to you to make you play a terrible game, so.
Yeah, I kind of figured. But, yeah, well, for the listeners listening in right now, it's like, yeah, it's finally happening and stuff. I've crossed the $100 donated threshold. So not only now do I have to go through and play a terrible game because of passing past the $100 mark, but I also, because I passed the $60 mark, I gotta eat a ghost pepper live.
I forgot about that part. Oh, this is just icing on the cake.
I know, you just got a 2-for-1 deal just by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, listeners, if you ever actually want to go through and see where this stuff is going to be happening, obviously go through like on, follow us on Twitter and stuff. I am at Colonel Gables. Tyler, let's see, he's at Gingerboy507.
Gingerboy_DN.
Oh yeah, Gingerboy_DN. My bad.
It's all right.
He goes by 507 for some of his stuff that he used to do. But
yeah.
But yes, if you want to see the videos of myself either singing or something like that, or on like me actually eating the ghost pepper stuff, those will be going up on Twitter as well. Let's see, I think I'll go ahead and share maybe some for our Facebook group that we have going there. But yeah, a lot of that stuff's going to be posted either on Facebook, on Twitter, or even through like the YouTube stuff as well. So definitely keep an eye out for our social media feeds that we got going. But, yeah, I'm kind of both kind of terrified and kind of looking forward to playing through the game that Tyler has suggested I play. So, you want to tell me a little bit about this?
So I was telling Gables a little bit before the show about it. If people maybe not remember, Justin and I, way back, a few years ago, we were kept supporting this really indie developer on the Wii U. They made all their games. They're not really good games. They're bad games, but they're always like $1. But he had good music, and you could tell there's some heart and some passion behind it. So we supported him. So like I'm actually in the credits. I don't know. You probably don't remember me talking about it. It was years ago, but I'm in the credits for one of the games called The Maze. It's on the Wii U. Pretty sure it's exclusive to the Wii U. Because I donated to his Indiegogo for the game, and then he's released a bunch of other games over the last few years, but they're just never really good games. The Maze actually was an okay game. It's not like technical marvel or anything, but it was an okay game. But anyways, I digress. So there's this game that Justin and I looked it up. I found the Indiegogo that we supported. We both donated $10 to him over 4 years ago.
Wow.
In the beginning of 2014. We donated $10 a piece to him. And when you donated $10, you got a copy of you got a code for the game when it was out. This is supposed to be for the Wii U. And they're supposed to come out at the end of 2014. We finally got it. I mean, I forgot. It was $10, whatever. Forgot about it. Remember, it was funny. Justin and I were just talking about it a few months ago. I'm like, whatever happened to that game? Because he's still making games. Like, I followed him on Twitter for a long time, and he'd do updates on it, and obviously the Wii U wasn't really. I mean, it was on death's door.
It was on death's door like the last year before the freaking Switch came out, or even the last few years before the Switch came out.
Yeah, 2014. It was pretty much like right there. It was in the front yard, and now, but obviously, in 2018, releasing on the Wii U, it's stupid. So he sent a thing to us a little over a month ago, asking which console we want it for. I think it was like PC or PS4. I think eventually it's coming to Switch, and I said PS4. So we both got our codes finally, and I started playing. I'm like, oh, this game, it's a 3D. It's like a 64 like 3D platformer, like a Nintendo 64 3D platformer.
Okay.
But you know, there's like a million of those, and only like a handful are actually like playable to like fantastic. This is definitely not one of those. So I was like talking to Justin about. He's like, Justin's like, I might just play it to get the platinum because it looks like it's a fairly easy platinum. And I played the first 2 levels. And I'm just like, I looked at the trophies. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. This game. It's not like a god awful game.
Right.
It's not worth playing at all. I was like, I could play something to talk about in the show. I played there's 2 levels, is like 20 minutes probably. And I'm like, fuck this game. It's bad.
Okay, I'm going to be right back for a moment, but continue on what you're doing.
Yeah. So, I was like, oh man, we were talking about a few weeks ago, what would be a good game to make Gables play? I don't want to make them go and buy like plumbers get a tie, or plumbers have ties, or what the fuck the game is called, or make them spend an arm and a leg to find some game and play on some weird console. So I was wanting to get something this generation for him, so I picked Pitter Pot. So yeah, that is the game I decided for him to play. It's like $10 on PS4 if you interested in it. Just Google it, look up. There's trailers for it if you're interested. But I won't recommend getting this game. The developer is Treefall Studios, by the way, in case for some reason you're interested. But if you want to go and look through the history of their games and see all the games they released, there's something.
Well, anyway, Tyler, what have you been doing for this week?
Same old for me. Just working away, trying to play some games, watching, trying to play games, but really, it's just been an excellent month for Netflix and television shows. So I've been poop socking TV shows like crazy. Just watched all of season 3 of Daredevil in like 4 days.
Wow.
I'm almost done with the Haunting at Hill House. That show was excellent. So played some games in between there, obviously, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But the thing I did want to talk about is the thing I've been doing all week is thinking about Extra Life.
Oh yeah.
It is. Gables. Think about that. Think about this. It's Saturday night, people. In case you guys don't know. 1 week from today, we will be past the halfway point of Extra Life.
Oh God.
I am equal bits excited and sad about that. 1, because it's Extra Life. 2, because it's almost over. And 3, I've been playing games for 15 hours and I'm probably miserable and tired. But it's all worth it.
Well, of course, some will even be further. Like I'm going to be starting fucking earlier.
Yeah. So I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for that. And our schedule at work's going to be wonky.
God.
I got to work late Friday, which sucks. And then have to turn around and do that. But it's whatever. I've done Extra Life on very little to no sleep before in the past, so I have faith in myself. One thing actually that's going on with me this week. People don't know. I don't know if I've really mentioned the show. I have like a really bad like caffeine addiction.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink soda. I haven't drank soda in like almost a decade. But I drink tons of energy drinks. I practically own a small percentage of a Starbucks down the street.
Wow.
But yeah, so I drink a asinine amount of caffeine. So one thing I'm doing, like to the point, like when we get busy in the work week, I drink like 6 Monsters a day.
Oh God.
Sugar free. I try to keep sugar to a minimum. But I weaned myself down. I got really like last June. Went down to like 1 a day, which for a long time before I started my new job. This job I've had for the last 3 years. I didn't really drink much caffeine at all. I'd have coffee on the weekends, like maybe get like a coffee or something from Starbucks every so often. But then I got this job and I was I started get up earlier, long hours, blah blah blah. Started drinking a lot of caffeine, and so I have tried to cut back on it. During the summer, I got down to 1 a day, and then like in June when I took a week off for E3, I'm like, I don't need this to function right now. And then I got done in 1 day, doing really good. Then Vegas happened, and then rooming with Jake for 4 days and not sleeping because of snoring. Really screwed up my sleep schedule. Well, 1 year in Vegas, so you don't want to sleep a lot anyways, plus the time change, and plus not sleeping. Really screwed up my sleep schedule, so I jacked back up to 3 a day. So I'm trying to wean myself off, you know?
Yeah.
I am not the last couple weeks, so the week prior, I decided I'm going to drop it. So I usually always drink 1 in the morning on the way to work. And then on first break, I get to work at 5:30. First break, 8 o'clock, drink energy drink. And then usually about lunchtime at noon, I drink a third one to get me to that last few hours of the day.
Right.
So now I'm weaning myself down. Last week I went down to 2 a day. I was drinking 1 on my on the morning on the way to work. Drinking another 1 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm down to 1. I'm down to 1 a day. I drink my 1 in the morning.
There you go.
I haven't been perfect. I did. There's a couple days. There's 1 day actually I slept and I had 2, but I'm doing better. So that's exciting. I did have Starbucks this morning though. It's like I'm like I said, weaning myself off.
Yep.
I'm more
here.
doing it to avoid the headaches at this point.
Oh yeah, those headaches are real, dude. It's like if you have a freaking bunch of caffeine all at once, or like if you have like maybe 2 like coffee stuff, like sometimes that I did. Jesus criminy, you'll feel like a week later if you don't just drink coffee like on that day.
Yeah, and I noticed I'm sleeping a lot better. I'm like, because my problem is you get like, especially when we get crazy at work, you work really late, so basically you get home, shave, shower, eat dinner, and go to bed.
Yeah.
And then you're just in that constant loop. So I'm drinking a bunch of caffeine because I'm tired from working long hours, but then I can't sleep because my body's all screwed up because I drank so much caffeine. So I've noticed I'm sleeping a lot better. I've been really tired. Like I don't really want to do like much physical activities. I think that's just kind of weaning off of. I'm fat.
Yeah.
I don't like to do a lot of physical activities anyways, but even less so than usual. But I am. Yeah, it's getting better. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, I think I might have picked the bad time to do this with Extra Life coming. Now I decided to do this. Like I needed to do it. It needs to happen. But I'm just like, I might have to break the rules for Extra Life because I think at that point anything goes. But I did want to. We're gonna talk about Extra Life. Actually, I'll talk about Extra Life, then we'll go get to what I want to talk about here a little bit after that. It's coming up November 3rd. 1 week from today.
Yep.
And if people don't know, it's a 24-hour gaming marathon. I usually do 25. And a lot of other people do too, because it is on daylight saving time, so we go back an hour. So we raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals in the United States and in Canada. Every dollar you raise, you get to pick the hospital of your choice, and every dollar you raise goes to that hospital. I'm playing for the Iowa City one. People don't know, it's a really cool thing. It's one of a lot of people say the coolest thing in college football, or in sports even. People don't know when after the first quarter of every Iowa Hawkeye football game, for the home games they stop because the hospital is right next to the stadium, and you can actually build an additional layer, I don't know what you call it, floor, onto the hospital so the kids in the hospital can watch the Hawkeyes play. So a cool thing to do at the end of every first quarter, everybody in the stadium stops, all the players stop, and they wave to the kids, and the kids wave back. It's a cool thing. TV, ESPN, all of them got into it really as well. It's really cool that they do that. It's a really touching thing. They started doing that last year after they got done remodeling the hospital. It's the University of Iowa Hospital. So that's the hospital that I donate. All my money goes towards. Gables does one in Seattle.
Yes, Seattle Children's.
Yep. So it's a cool thing. Like I said, all the money goes towards helping those kids when they got cancer or diabetes or lung issues or anything you can imagine. They help them with. So it's a cool thing. Extra-life.org is a website if you're interested in it. I'm not here to, if you want to donate to me, I'd really, I think we would really give Bagno. If you don't want a bag, just say no. Tyler Courtney, if you want to donate to us, that's awesome. If you don't, and you're just interested in it, maybe you want to join it yourself, maybe you know people that want to play, or there'll be something they'd be interested in, tell them about it, extra-life.org, to sign up and play and help raise money for themselves. I'd rather have 100 people sign up because of this, because of me talking about this, or us talking about this.
Yeah.
And then they get their own donations. Then 100 people donate $10 a piece to us, or $100 a piece, whatever it is, because those 100 people would make more money to help those kids than they would those 100 donations would towards us. So, yeah, it's a cool thing. This is a legit thing. It's not some stupid thing that we do to make money. I have talked to people about it, and they're like, just do it to play video games. Which, yeah, we do. I mean, it's a cool thing. Like,
of course.
It's an excuse to play video games 24 hours. It sounds amazing. It's not, but it sounds amazing. In theory, it sounds great. If you would have told me when I was 14 I could do this, oh boy.
Oh my God.
I did that like 3 days a week anyways when I was 14, so it doesn't really matter. But it's a really cool thing. It's a blast to do. I'm overplaying it. It is rough, but it's nothing like what those kids are going through.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So yeah, it's cool. It's a legit thing. They've raised over $40 million, and this is the 10th anniversary of it.
Wow.
It started off as a small thing with a podcast community, which is kind of in a weird way that Gables and I kind of met, not directly, but sort of proxy because of the Sarcastic Gamer community. We met, and this is why we do this podcast now. And it's the reason I have the Extra Life tattoo on my arm. It's the reason why we do this. We do Extra Life every year is because of that community. And it started off, the first year they only raised, I think they raised, but it was just like in the community for Texas, it raised about $100,000, and then it's gone up every year. Last year, I think they raised over $12 million or close to $12 million. So obviously it's getting bigger every year. If you guys are listening to us, I know you're probably listening to Giant Bomb, Kind of Funny, IGN, GameSpot, Easy Allies, blah, 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 What's Good Games. And they all support it too, so I'm sure you've already heard about it, but it's important to me, it's important to Gables, and I think it should be something that everybody should know about. So yeah, check that out. Sorry to be long-winded about it, but it's the last real time we're going to talk about. We'll have one more show before Extra Life happens, but I don't know when that one will come out. We're going to record earlier next for the next show. We'll record that one earlier because we can't really record it on Saturday night.
Right.
We're doing Extra Life on Saturday night. So I don't know when that podcast will go up. But yeah, I just want to do the hard sell on this one because it's the last time we're going to talk about it beforehand. But you can still donate till the end of the year. It's not like after November 3rd you can't donate anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys can donate to the end of the year if you really wanted to. I mean, it doesn't just necessarily have to be just this day, November 3rd, 2018. You could still donate to us or any of our teammates at the Talking Ship, our fundraising team page and stuff like that, from now as a recording right here, like October 27th, all the way to the end of the year. So it's like, have at it, man. It's like you don't have any type of restrictions right now.
Yeah, I've been donating and trying to raise money all year, so it is a cool thing to you can. I always would recommend people, if you're doing this, maybe you're getting a little late now. Now's a good. I mean, it's good. This is a good time to make the hard push because this is when they make the around this time, like the weeks going up to it, and then the day of is when they make the majority of their money. But I always recommend to don't oversell it throughout the year. But kind of I like to mention it like once a month or so on like social media. And then once we get to like the last 4 to 6 weeks is when I really start to push a little bit more. But yeah, it's a cool thing. I do want to give a few tips. I always try to give a few tips every year. If this is your first year, maybe your second year or so, or maybe you've done it in the past, you've had trouble staying awake or whatever. I have, this is going to be my 7th year doing it. Learned a lot over the years, and there's been a few times where I've not taken my own advice, and I wish I would have. But I found a few things like that helped is don't over caffeinate early. Just talking a little bit ago about my caffeine addiction. Try to pace yourself on the caffeine. I like I always buy a couple energy drinks or something, or drink some coffee in the towards the late the evening hours around my bedtime is usually when I have to do it.
Right.
I'll drink some in the morning, like morning coffee, whatever. And then, but you don't want to do it all throughout the day. I'd recommend kind of doing spurts because you're going to, obviously with caffeine, when you drink a lot and quit drinking it, you're going to crash hard. So kind of pace it a little bit, spread it out, drink tons of water. I go through, I remember last year when I woke up, my table next to me, my chair, I had over 20 water bottles there. I went through in just that
no.
24 hours. I drink a lot of water anyways. I go through I drink 40 or 50 water bottles a week. I have to buy 232 packs just to keep up. Humble brag, I guess. I don't know what that is. But I drank over 20 during that stretch. I also pee a lot. So yeah, I drink lots of water in the diet. It also helps. I don't have the healthiest diet in the world, but at least during this, I try to eat healthy. I try to eat some fruits or vegetables. I don't like to eat fatty or fried foods. I remember the only year I never made it, I ate a shit ton of pizza rolls, and that did not help. I ate like 60 pizza rolls that day.
Oh no.
Yeah, like just throughout, not at once, like throughout the day though. And one, your stomach's messed up, so now you're hurting, you're already hurting. Like your butt already hurts from sitting for so long, and then you're tired, and then you ate all that food, so all you want to do is like take a nap. So try to be smart about what you eat. I like to get like peanuts or something like that. Like get some like nice little like snacky stuff, like healthier snacky stuff to eat like that. I'm a big fan of salads though, actually. So I always like to eat a salad for lunch, something light. It's just don't eat a lot, and if what you do eat, try to be smart. Like bananas or apples or peanuts, something like that. Something that's not gonna fill you up too much or overload you. Because like don't eat a bunch of ice cream or fucking make a big McDonald's run. And don't be afraid to take breaks. During that 25 hours, I don't play the whole 25 hours. I will. I probably really only play about 23-ish or so during the whole thing, because I will go outside, I'll dog it out, and I'll stay out there for a little bit. One, to kind of get the blood back in my legs and rest my butt because it's probably hurting, and then get some fresh air. It's nice. Go for a little walk. Is always pretty good. So yeah, and then I actually really recommend is I shower every day, but on Extra Life I usually take 2 showers. Usually I take a shower before I start, and then I like to take another shower because you've been sitting in your own filth for for most of the day. I like to go take another shower like late in the evening or like really like middle of the night sometime. When I start to like really feel like I'm hitting that wall, I'll go and take a shower. Kind of like rejuvenates you a little bit. You feel clean, you feel nice. And it kind of gives it a little extra. It's kind of like a second wind, or in this case, like your 19th wind, if you're like me. So yeah, those are kind of my main tips I have. And if you have friends to play with friends.
Yes.
That always helps. Like we always
That's
are in a party. And like I mention every week, and I'm going to mention it here again when we talk about 2014 highlights. Always helps to have a ringer. I recommend, like, it's awesome to like play Extra Life with your friends, but it's always nice to have that guy that can come in and play with you, like I talked about. We have a Rocket League gamer night every Extra Life now since 2014, and most of the people, or half people or so, are usually not even in Extra Life, but they're coming on to play with you and kind of help support you and help you through, because those kind of things are big, because they're going in there. There's some of us are like just like kind of exhausted, and even in the party chat talking to each other for 12, 13, 14 hours. There's not a lot to say at that point, so you get those guys in there, and they're in there, they're fresh, they're excited, they're having fun, and they kind of give you another. That's really your first. That's like your second one right there. So yeah, I don't know, Gables, if you have any tips you want to throw in there, but those are kind of the things I've learned over the years.
Well, the one thing actually, there are a few things that I will say for those that are trying to play through the slog of Extra Life. Definitely beforehand, see if you can pick some of the games that you have like initially that you want to play first. I know, for example, when I start my Extra Life stuff, I definitely have that one game that I'm going to be playing first. I know for a fact that you and I, Tyler, are going to be playing through A Way Out among this playthrough. Not necessarily sure, but I believe it's probably going to be in the later evening or something like that, afternoon, evening, because that's probably the best time to play that game, considering that both of us are going to be freaking exhausted by that point, so having the company is going to be great. But other than that, though, I want to go ahead and just say to the people also, it's like, kind of like more or less a further elaboration of what you just did, Tyler. It's like, hey, if you give us like a text or something like that during the time, or if you're going through and messaging us like over like PSN or join us through the potty check or something, just talk with us. Hey, that's open and that's okay, because hey, we're trying to keep awake. We're trying to play whatever it is to help support our favorite children's hospital of choice. So it's definitely going to be a hell of a ride, that's for sure. Because I know for a fact, when it comes to me, the longest I've actually gone in one of these Extra Life events was pretty much 9 hours of gaming. So that, in of itself, was all the way back around, I want to say 2013, 2014. That was like one of the first times that I've actually done something like that. But it's going to be different this year. Not only do I got the different tiers that I got to go past, but also this is going to be the first where I definitely want to go the full 24, 25 hours. Of course, the other thing I would recommend people doing, even if you like are participating, kind of treat it like you would say like break-wise at a job, you know, where it's like, okay, every couple hours, take like a 15, 30-minute break. Maybe every 4 hours or something like that, maybe take like another one, you know? It's like every couple hours, pace yourself with the breaks, hydrate yourself, eat decently and stuff, maybe have a coffee or something if you feel like. And definitely, like Tyler was saying, you know, either get your legs moving, get it pumping, like do some exercise, little things and stuff. You got to keep yourself hydrated. You got to keep yourself awake, fed. You just got to be keeping in mind the bare essential stuff while you're doing this type of event. Because it's so easy, and I know Tyler and I have spoken from experience, it's so easy to stay in the one place for hours on end without trying to even remotely, like, interact and do something. I mean, hell, I've come across that type of problem when I've been playing Warcraft, so it's like... so it's just something to keep in mind. But other than that, that's pretty much what I got.
No, those are good points, you know, especially... like I said, don't let your ego get in the way. You know, these are things I've learned the hard way over the years. You know, these are tips that I've done, you know, that we've done and learned. You know, where there's like my first year doing it, I'm like, I got to play the whole 24 hours. I can't, it's 24 hours. You got to play the whole time. And I got through it, but it was stupid to do it. And I was just like talking to people. I was like, oh no, this is like, and just kind of like learning over time. It's like, it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to do other things. You know, if I did take breaks, I would make up the time. Like, you don't do that. It's fine. Do the best you can, and if you can't do it, you can't do it. You know, it's not, you know, in 2016 I couldn't do it, so I did the best I could. I literally fell asleep playing game, and I got stuck in a repeat of dying and loading for 45 minutes playing the game. You know, and like Gables made a really good point. That's something that's one I really should have brought up, is pick your games out. Be ready. Have a plan what you want to play. If you have a game that you want to play, that if you can get it, I'd say get it, pick it up, save it for Extra Life. Like last year, I went out and I bought Assassin's Creed Origins and I left it, and I didn't start it until Extra Life. It came out like the week before. Actually, 1 year ago today, along with Wolfenstein 2 and Mario Odyssey, on the 27th. I went out and got those 3 games. And I beat Wolfenstein 2, I think, on Extra Life. And I got Odyssey, and I kept that one just for Extra Life. If you have a game like that maybe you're a big open world game or something like that you can play, like definitely get something like that. You want something you can play for long stretches. Because I've had years where I had nothing really to play, and you're just kind of like scrambling for stuff to kind of...
Yes.
You know, because you want to have something you're going to play and have fun with. I mean, you still want to have fun. You don't want to make this any harder on yourself than it already is. And then also a big thing is go on your PS4, Xbox, PC, whatever you're playing on, and make sure you have all the updates for games, because there's certain games
doubt.
like I went through and all the games I keep installed on my PS4. I went through and I checked. You go to them, you click the start button, and you go check for updates. I did it a couple days ago. Went through and updated all the games that I have installed, just in case you play them. You know, I got Rocket League, Fortnite, everything that I might play is up to date. Friday the 13th.
You bring up a good point too. I mean, definitely having a lot of like multiplayer games is probably one of the best ways to go as well. I mean, I still got to re-download Rocket League. I'm actually thinking about maybe trying Fortnite for the first time on the PS4 during this Extra Life event. So it's like, on top of that, having a good slew of multiplayer games is definitely, like I said, a good option. I mean, hell, all of us have like access to games, let's say like Rocket League, like Friday the 13th, like a Fortnite or some. In my case, I also have like Dead by Daylight. Also got Dragon Ball Fighters and stuff. But yeah, I'm actually thinking about maybe purchasing one more game during my paycheck next Friday, and that's going to be a new something that I'm going to be playing through in Extra Life as well.
I hope it's Pitter Pot. But yeah, no, I mean, having people to play with is great, and also make sure everything's updated. That way, when you go, like if you have friends like you want to play with, hey, let's go play Rocket League. You go to play it. Oh shit, I don't have it downloaded. Oh shit, I haven't played it in 6 months. There's 7 gigabytes of downloads I have to do here, so I
got to do the same thing with Overwatch on my PS4.
Yeah, I went and did the update on that one too because I haven't played it in a long time. Probably since about last Extra Life. So yeah, these sound simple, but sometimes you kind of gotta get it's like when you train somebody at work, you gotta tell them, don't stick your hand in that, I'll cut your hand off, even though it's very obvious that's what will happen. You gotta say it sometimes. Not that people are stupid, but sometimes just to be safe, say it. Better safe than sorry. But yeah, these are, things I think that'll help a lot of people out, especially if this is your first time doing it, or maybe your second year,
right?
Or you just struggled in the past. I highly recommend all these. But keeping up with Extra Life. But moving on, we've been talking about going back and talking about past Extra Lives every week.
Right.
So last week we talked about 2015. So this year we're going to talk about 2014. So this is the year, and I think I burnt this one from my memory because I completely forgot we did this until I went back and listened to the podcast and kind of refreshed my mind for it. This is the year that we all played PT together.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and Gables was laughing and whistling throughout the game because he thought it was boring, and he was laughing at us because Jake and I were screaming. I remember at one point my sister was watching.
Are you sure it was PT or it was like Outlast?
It was PT. I'd be Outlast before Extra Life that year. But I remember, I do remember now playing it and actually getting to the end and like Google searching how to beat the damn game because I was stuck in the last chapter. But I remember my sister was watching, actually came down to kind of watch me play the game. And at one point she screamed and it scared me so bad that I screamed. Yeah, so Gables was a bastard, and
I was laughing at you and Jake for playing through and just screaming their heads off.
Yeah, and he's just like, "This is hilarious, guys. This is funny." Bastard. I remember that's the year I had a bunch of issues with my internet, like the internet, like our modem just kind of was shitting out us like that morning. Like everything was fine the night before, and then that morning, like I spent the first half of the day, I spent a good chunk of time trying to fix the internet. Finally got it going that evening, and I remember I made up like 2 hours. I added 2 hours to my time because I spent so much time messing with it. So I made a longer day, and it was already a frustrating day. Then I had to play PT. Then I also had to add an additional couple hours for us. Gables, I remember we were talking about like if we get to this much, like we started getting donations that night, both all three of us, and we all said that if we get to $400, we'll get tattoos. I said I'd get an Extra Life one if I got to 400. If you got to 400, you were gonna get a Seahawk tattoo.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how dedicated
and it got close, but it didn't happen.
It did happen. I'm very happy. You know what? I'm sorry for those sick kids, but I'm very happy you don't have a Seahawk tattoo.
I'm happy too.
I would have tried to talk you into getting a 49ers one or an Extra Life one too.
I know. I did that as an off chance ruse with some that actually may get something like that. That's actually one of the first years where I actually instituted something. Oh, hey, if we get past this threshold or something like that, I'll do this and this and this. And it's like I had a friend who was trying to do his damnedest to go to every single Seattle affiliate thing that he had to do in order to try to see if I get this fucking tattoo.
Yeah, I think he was at work and he was trying to trying to pull money together, and he pulled some money together, but
oh
didn't
god,
get there.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, 2016 or 2015, Justin was the ringer. 2017, Wes was our ringer. Our ringer that year was Gables himself. You had to work that day, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had to work during that day, so I wasn't going to I could get the full day off and stuff. But yeah, once I came in, I started streaming to guys for party chat. Yeah, I was definitely the fucking ringer in that one.
Yeah.
But I stayed up with you guys for a while too.
Yeah, I think you ended up staying up with us till damn near close to the end. So like I said, always having that ringer is important for us. And that was also the year where I went in. I remember the podcasts before we did the Extra Life event, and I went on there and I just reamed at Evil Within. I hated that game. And this is one of the years, just like 2016, where I didn't really have a lot to play. I didn't have a big game that kind of take up my time. I remember this is the year I was playing a bunch of Smash Bros. On 3DS and Pokemon Omega Ruby, just trying to kill time. And I'm like, all right, it's middle of the night, and I'm like, I just need something to play. I'll guess I'll jump back on Evil Within. And I played that game for like 6 hours straight, and I just fell in love with that game during that stretch of time. So it was a good Extra Life in the end. So yeah, that was I think that was our second year doing it together. Then next week I'll talk about our first year, 2013. That should be fun to go back to listen to.
Oh, that was definitely fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our Extra Life 2014. Hey guys, Tyler here. So this was a very long episode recording for us, and usually like I do when it goes long, I split them up into multiple shows. So this is just the first part of the show, talking just about Extra Life, and then the second part will be basically the regular show. Will be all of the what we've been playing talk and all the news that happened this past week. So hope you guys enjoy this one, and we'll be back with part 2 on Tuesday.